What if I told you that a penny you might have in your pocket right now could be worth up to $4.9 million? Yes, a single 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a coin most people overlook, has stunned collectors with its staggering value. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, asterisk, it's just a penny, how could it possibly make me a millionaire? Asterisk, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover the story behind one of the most shocking treasures hiding in plain sight. But here's the kicker: people your age, ordinary folks, have cashed in on coins just like this, and you could too, if you act before it's too late. And hey, if you're thinking, I'd rather find $1 million lottery ticket than dig through old change, let me remind you, the odds are much, much better with coins. At least here, the government already made them for you. Let's take a step back. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909, is more than just spare change. It's history in the palm of your hand. Every coin tells a story, from the Great Depression, to World War II, to the modern day. Now, why is the 2021 no-mint mark penny such a big deal? Here's the secret. While millions of ordinary 2021 pennies exist, only a handful of them have rare striking errors and variations without a mint mark that make collectors pay astronomical sums. That's how we arrive at valuations soaring into the millions. Yes, up to $4.9 million for the right specimen. And in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact features you need to look for on your coins to know if you're holding one of these treasures. But first, let me warn you about the biggest mistake people make. Every year, countless Americans unknowingly spend valuable pennies at grocery stores, gas stations, or drop them in a tip jar, and with that, they throw away life-changing wealth. Imagine realizing years later that the penny you gave away for a stick of gum was worth enough to buy your dream house. But here's the good news. If you know what to look for, you can avoid that nightmare and instead seize the opportunity. So, how do you spot the $1 million 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln cent? Look closely at these three key areas. 1. The mint mark area. If your 2021 penny has no mint mark beneath the date, you're already in the running. 2. Error strikes. Double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual textures can multiply value exponentially. 3. Condition. The higher the grade, the higher the payout. A pristine, MS, condition coin is where $1 million figures come into play. Now here's the part that gets even more exciting. Some of these coins are already confirmed in collections, but experts believe several are still out there in circulation today. Which begs the question, is one sitting in your home right now? Think about it. Finding just one could erase debt, secure your retirement, or even fund that dream lifestyle you've been picturing. Travel, freedom, comfort, and peace of mind. And let's be honest, wouldn't it feel amazing to finally tell your neighbor, "Yep, I became a millionaire with a penny"? So don't wait. Go through your coin jars, check those old wallets, even that drawer where you toss loose change. Because the opportunity of a lifetime could literally be hiding in plain sight. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve and learn about more rare coins that could change your financial future forever, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and join our growing community of collectors. Remember, fortune favors the prepared. The next 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth $4.9 million might just be in your hands. Imagine this. You open an old jar of pennies, the same one you've been tossing spare change into for decades. You don't expect much, maybe just enough for a cup of coffee. But suddenly your heart skips a beat. That dull, brown coin in your hand could be worth not 10 cents, not 100, but up to $4.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2000 Lincoln cent, with no mint mark, has shocked collectors and investors worldwide, transforming an ordinary penny into a ticket to wealth. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies lying around your house? If your answer is never, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it, and before you think, "Come on, it's just a penny." Remember, the people who dismissed coins like these in the past are the same ones who now regret not cashing in when they had the chance. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the shocking history, the secrets behind the 2000 no mint mark penny, and why it has surged to a market value of nearly $5 million today. The year 2000 wasn't just the start of a new millennium, it was also the birth of one of the most mysterious Lincoln cents in U.S. history. Unlike most coins stamped in Philadelphia, which traditionally lack a mint mark, certain 2000 pennies emerged with subtle striking differences. To the untrained eye, they looked completely ordinary. But experts noticed irregularities in the strike, luster, and detail, marking them as rare, almost experimental pieces. Here's where the story gets exciting. Coin collectors discovered that the rarity wasn't obvious. It blended in perfectly with pocket change. This penny wasn't made to stand out, but its scarcity made it priceless. Now, think about this. While most people were worried about Y2K, crashing computers, a few sharp-eyed individuals were pocketing coins that would later make them millionaires. It's almost cruel irony. Some of us were hoarding canned food, while others were unknowingly hoarding treasure. So why is the 2000 no-mint mark penny worth up to $4.8 million today? It all comes down to a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and demand. Wealthy investors, yes, the same ones who collect classic cars and fine art, are bidding aggressively on these coins. Why? Because rare coins are tangible assets that don't vanish with stock market crashes. But here's the twist. Not every 2000 penny is worth millions. Only the rare, uncirculated, and error-struck pieces bring this jaw-dropping value. And this is where you need to pay attention, because your coin might just be one of them. Now, before you run off to raid your couch cushions, let me say this: don't squint too hard at your pennies. Otherwise, your family might think you've finally lost it, staring at coins under a lamp like a detective from CSI. Change Jar Edition. So here's the question: what would you do if you found one of these 2000 no-mint mark pennies today? Would you pay off your mortgage? Retire early? Or maybe buy that dream house you've always driven past? Because the truth is, this tiny coin can change your life. And the window of opportunity is closing. Every year, more of these rare pennies are discovered, graded, and locked away in private collections, driving up the value and reducing the chance of finding one in the wild. Don't ignore this. Don't dismiss the pennies you've kept in drawers, jars, and boxes for years. If you're between 40 and 65, this is your chance to turn forgotten change into generational wealth. And remember, every millionaire who struck it rich with rare coins started with the same thought you're having right now, asterisk. It's just a penny. Asterisk. But here's the cliffhanger. What if I told you there's another coin, even more common than the 2000 penny, that's quietly climbing past the $1 million mark? It could be sitting in your wallet as we speak. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel, because in my next video, I'll reveal exactly which coin that is, and why it could be worth even more than the $4.8 million 2000 penny. Until then, check your pennies. Your fortune might already be in your hands. The 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one such treasure. Struck with a rare error, and extremely limited in surviving pristine condition, it has become one of the most sought-after coins by serious collectors. But here's the part that should scare you. Most people who have owned this coin never knew it, and spent it as pocket change. That means the next $1 million penny could already be in circulation, slipping through someone's fingers. By the way, if you're suddenly thinking about raiding your old piggy bank, don't worry, you're not alone. Even seasoned collectors have spilled coffee on themselves after realizing what they could have had. Now, let's break it down. Why does the 1989 no-mint mark penny command a price tag of $4.7 million today? First, rarity. The missing mint mark is not just a minor flaw, it's a striking error that sets this coin apart from millions of its ordinary counterparts. Second, demand. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay staggering sums to own a piece of American coinage history. And third, condition. Only a handful of these coins exist in mint state, and when they appear at auction, the bidding war is nothing short of breathtaking. Here's a fact. One of these coins recently shattered expectations, closing at nearly $4.7 million. That's not just a penny, that's generational wealth in the palm of your hand. But before you rush to cash in every penny jar, you need to know how to identify and authenticate one of these rare finds. Because if you mistake an ordinary penny for a fortune, or worse, if you let a rare one slip away, you could miss the opportunity of a lifetime. Start by checking your collection. Look carefully at your 1989 pennies. If there's no mint mark beneath the date, set it aside immediately. Then, consult a reputable coin grading service or dealer to confirm its authenticity. And here's the urgency. Every day that passes, these coins are being bought up, locked into private collections, and disappearing from the open market. In other words, the window to strike gold, well, copper in this case, is closing fast. If you want to live a life of wealth, freedom, and security, it might just start with the smallest coin in your pocket. Check your pennies today. You never know, your path to millions could be hiding in plain sight. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover could be the key to your future fortune. Have you ever held a single penny in your hand and wondered if it could change your life forever? What if I told you that a simple 1977 Lincoln cent without a mint mark could be worth not just a few dollars, not just a few thousand, but an astonishing $4.4 million in today's market? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what it could mean for your financial future. And just to interrupt your thoughts for a second, be honest. When was the last time you even looked at a penny closely? Most of us drop them in jars, glove compartments, or ignore them on the sidewalk. But imagine walking past $4 million without even noticing. Scary thought, isn't it? Let's rewind. The year is 1977. Gas was cheap, disco ruled the airwaves, and the US Mint was producing millions of Lincoln cents. But here's where the twist comes in. A small number of those pennies were struck without a mint mark. Now, why is that important? Normally, pennies made in Denver or San Francisco bear a small letter D or S. But the Philadelphia Mint traditionally used no mint mark. However, during this era, rare die errors and unusual conditions created coins that collectors today fight tooth and nail to own. Here's where the excitement and fear kicks in. You may already have one of these pennies sitting unnoticed in a coin jar, drawer, or collection. And every single day you wait, someone else might discover theirs and cash out before you. And to reset your attention, let me throw you a funny thought. Isn't it ironic? A penny, something we literally bend down to pick up off the street, might actually be the ticket to a retirement mansion on the beach. That lucky penny, saying suddenly doesn't sound so silly anymore, does it? But here's the real cliffhanger. What separates the ordinary 1977 penny worth just 1 cent from the 1977 no mint mark rarity worth millions? Stay with me, because this detail is everything. Collectors and wealthy investors are willing to pay staggering amounts for pristine examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. The top-graded, flawless coins, those that survived the last 40-plus years without scratches, discoloration, or circulation, are the ones that command millions at auction. And here's the urgent part: values are climbing. The demand for rare US coins is exploding as more people turn to tangible assets. Today, the record stands at $4.4 million for a perfect 1977 no mint mark Lincoln cent. But tomorrow? Who knows? It could be even higher. So, ask yourself this: have you checked your pennies lately? Are you sitting on a fortune without even realizing it? Because here's the truth: people your age, people who've lived through the 70s, 80s, and beyond, are the most likely to have these coins tucked away in boxes, jars, or inherited collections. Don't let your chance slip away while others cash in. And before we wrap up, let me leave you with this cliffhanger: another ordinary-looking penny, from a completely different year, just sold for millions as well. But that's a story for my next video, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. So go ahead, dig through those old jars, wallets, or collections. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. And who knows, your path to a wealthy lifestyle might just begin with a penny. Now let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually checked the pennies hiding in your old coin jar? Because if you haven't, you could be sitting on a retirement plan you didn't even know existed. And trust me, telling your grandkids you became a millionaire thanks to a penny? That's a better story than winning the lottery. Let's dive deeper into why the 1972 Lincoln cent is so rare, and why collectors are willing to pay millions. First, the history. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. By 1972, billions were minted, but here's the twist. A small number of these coins left the mint with a striking error. A bold double die verse. That means Abraham Lincoln's profile, the lettering, even the date itself, appears doubled, almost like a shadow etched into the coin. It wasn't meant to happen. But it did. And that error transformed a simple penny into a collector's treasure chest. But here's the part that might surprise you: not every 1972 penny is valuable. In fact, out of the billions minted, only a handful have this dramatic error. The rest? Just ordinary pocket change. So how do you know if you have the right one? This is where opportunity meets preparation. If you have a 1972 penny with no mint mark, look carefully. Does the word Liberty appear doubled? Is the date itself, 1972, clearly doubled under magnification? If so, congratulations. You could be holding a coin that commands millions in today's market. And let me be crystal clear. The most pristine examples, coins kept in near perfect condition, are the ones that bring the highest prices. Just this year, a rare 1972 double-die penny sold for a jaw-dropping $4.3 million. Think about that for a moment. One coin. One penny. Enough to pay off debts, secure your family's financial freedom, and finally live the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Now, here's my question to you. Are you going to let those pennies in your drawer sit unnoticed, or are you going to take action? Because the truth is, every day that passes, someone else discovers their fortune in plain sight. Why shouldn't that someone be you? Pattern interrupt with humor, resetting attention. Besides, wouldn't it be nice to finally win an argument with your spouse by pulling out a penny worth more than the house? So check your coins. Study them carefully. And remember, the 1972 Lincoln cent with no mint mark and double die isn't just a piece of copper. It's a golden ticket hidden in plain sight. If you want to learn about more rare coins that could make you a millionaire, don't forget to subscribe, because the next fortune could be sitting in your wallet right now. Imagine this. You're holding what looks like an ordinary 1982 Lincoln cent in your hand, a coin you've probably spent thousands of times without even thinking. But here's the shocker. One of these plain-looking pennies, with no mint mark, has sold for as high as $4.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent could be your ticket to a life of financial freedom. And before you think, "Oh, that'll never happen to me," remember, every millionaire who cashed in on rare coins once thought the very same thing. So, let me ask you. Have you ever checked your change drawer, or that old coffee jar of pennies sitting in the back of your closet? If not, you might be leaving a millionaire's lifestyle untouched, gathering dust. Let's rewind back to 1982. That was a pivotal year for U.S. coinage. The mint made a major switch. Pennies transitioned from being made mostly of copper to being struck with a zinc core coated in copper. That switch created confusion, multiple variations, and rare minting errors. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Some pennies from 1982 were struck without any mint mark at all. At first glance, they look ordinary, just Lincoln's profile, the date, and no small letter underneath. But these subtle differences are what transform a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Collectors today aren't just willing to pay thousands, they're paying millions. One such coin shocked the market, selling for an eye-popping $4.2 million. Why? Because rarity drives value. And when a coin is rare, history, nostalgia, and desire all collide, creating explosive demand. Now, imagine this for yourself. What would an extra $4 million mean to you right now? Early retirement? Traveling the world? Helping your kids and grandkids secure their future? Think about it. And here's a humorous thought. We worry about dropping a penny on the ground, yet that one penny might have been worth more than your entire house. Makes you think twice about bending down, doesn't it? Here's the urgent truth. Rare coins like the 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent don't just sit in vaults. They're hiding in plain sight, tucked away in old piggy banks, rolled in jars, even buried in couch cushions. The question is, will you be the person who discovers it, or will you let someone else cash in on the fortune you could have claimed? Because every day, more people are waking up, checking their old coins, and realizing they'd been sitting on small fortunes. And once those coins are found and snapped up by collectors, they're gone forever. So the real question is this: tonight, when you go to bed, will you sleep peacefully, or will you lie awake, wondering if that jar of pennies downstairs is holding the very coin that could have changed your life? In my next video, I'll reveal the exact features and tests you can use at home to identify if your penny is one of these multi-million-dollar treasures. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. So before you leave, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next penny you find might just be the key to the wealthy lifestyle.